Hello, loves. I'm gonna give everybody a second to come through. Sorry for the technical difficulties today. I'm just gonna post the link up on the Patreon and then on my Instagram live, and then we're gonna get started. We are going to be doing a third eye meditation because the moon is in Pisces and I really wanted us to connect to the Neptune energy. It's just like a really, I feel like it's very much needed right now. So I definitely wanted to do that with you guys. But let me know in the comments how you guys have been, what has been going on with y'all's. Are you guys doing good? Hopefully you guys are doing good. Yeah, it's definitely been a pretty long week, I would say. Oh, been good, got a singing bowl today. Oh, that's amazing. Which singing bowl did you get? To what frequency is it on? Or is it like one of the chakras singing bowls? Let me know in the comments. I love singing bowls. Sound healing is one of my favorite, absolutely one of my favorite things, just period. It's just one of my favorite things. And it just works so well. Like, just a sound healing session works so well. I would have gotten my certification this year for sound healing had it not been for the Rona. Literally the same month I was supposed to have like the class and everything, the Rona happened. So there's that. So let me just post this on the Patreon so we could get started. Okay. And then let me get it up on the live. There we go. Ooh, hold on. Okay. Ooh. Okay. There we are. So everybody is connected in here. So we are live literally on YouTube, on Instagram. If you're also not following me on Instagram, it's the same as my handle is Tigre Gitana on Instagram. So make sure you're following me on all the socials, so Twitter, TikTok, all of the things. So definitely make sure you're following me in all of the places. I don't know the exact frequency, but it's made for stress, anxiety, depression, and insomnia. Okay. Also, I'm so glad I could finally make it to a weekly healing circle. I always seem to miss them. That's so cool. I can't wait to get a singing bowl. I want a Tibetan one, I think. Yeah, the Tibetan singing bowls are pretty dope. It's kind of hard to get, like, because they're very expensive, especially if you want to get the set. And it's 1000% better to get the set 100% of the time, because you just, you know, you don't have to buy them separately. It just costs more that way. So it can be a little bit, you know, chaotic otherwise. But I really love singing bowls. They have been some of my favorite ways to heal, especially just healing the chakras and healing even seeing some of my past lives through sound healing. It's just an amazing time, honestly. The one I got is absolute, no wait, sorry. The one I got is about 3 inches in diameter and it was $20. Okay. Hello, Nicole. Thanks for the advice. I'm gonna go for the set. Yeah, that's like 100% recommends getting the set always, because you end up paying less. Like if you actually calculate it, like I am one of these, like if you, some of you guys have seen, and hello to everybody on Instagram, some of you guys seen my like hauls and my like thrift store hauls and like my hauls period. You guys know I'm very thrifty. I'm very like money conscious. Okay, so I actively make sure that if I'm buying something or investing in something, that I'm getting it at a good deal, or I am investing on the collection of the things. So like if it works for me better on a financial level, like to get things in a set, then I'll get it that way. So yeah, I'm just really, I have like that money awareness when it comes to things like this. So I always end up like saying, okay, this is cool singular, but how much would it cost if I get it in a set? And then I see how much it will cost otherwise. So yeah, I'm getting a chakra set for Christmas. I think. Speaking of money, I'm doing your dollar store money spell. Oh, that's great. There's gonna be another Dollar Tree money spell this week, so stay tuned for that. And probably a Dollar Tree haul, because I'm going to try to see if I can go tomorrow. I have to pick up some cleaning supplies for the house, so I might as well, you know, do a little mini haul for you guys. But yeah, I definitely want to finish my crystal singing bowl set, because I have one of them right now, and I already told my wife that I wanted it for Christmas, but it's a cute $600, you know. So we'll see. I either told her I wanted the whole set, or I just wanted another one out of it. Because I'm trying to build, for that one, I'm really trying to build my collection a little bit slowly, because I'm trying to really build a relationship with each bowl. Like I'm taking my relationship with those a little bit, it's a little bit different than I usually do it. But I wouldn't mind having the whole set all in one shot and everything. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. The Dollar Tree hauls are what let me find your channel. Yeah, a lot of people actually find my channel through my Dollar Tree hauls, which is fun, which is fun, because I love doing the Dollar Tree hauls. I like showing you guys how to find things at the Dollar Tree, especially because every season, like, they change and add stuff like all the time, and there's always things that you can get and just get a little crafty. Get a little crafty with pretty much how to use certain things that you get at the Dollar Tree. And that's why I started the whole series, and that's why I started the whole Dollar Tree spell series too, because I wanted to show you guys, like, hey, it doesn't have to cost like a whole cute like $20 and like a 7-day candle or something for you to, you know, manifest something. Or, you know, you can use stuff from the Dollar Tree and incorporate some of those things into your, you know, spells or any type of things that you got at the Dollar Tree, at, you know, a Botanica or something like that, or with your other tools, with your altars and stuff like that. So I really wanted to show you guys how to kind of use all that you can, especially this year. I feel like the Dollar Tree haul and spell series is like really called for, because 2020 has been such a wreck with the economy and with like everything going on and just what's happening in the United States. So it's kind of like it's kind of, I don't know, I feel like it's really, really sad, and we need to still be able to practice our craft in a productive way. So I wanted to make sure that whatchamacallit, that you can access these type of tools regularly without it being, you know, super expensive. I found so much of my, you know, stuff, like even decor and stuff at the Dollar Tree. Like my incense holders, like pretty much all of them right now, because my other one that I bought broke, are all from the Dollar Tree. Like they just have really cool things sometimes. So yeah, so I'm gonna be going to the Dollar Tree tomorrow, and then I think the next week after this week we will see. I am probably gonna do a thrift store haul, which I know you guys love as well. Okay, I have been dying to go back to my thrift store, and I don't know if you guys have seen the thrift store videos, but I love my thrift store, and my mom and my sister want to go, and actually Bae wants to go too. So we're probably all going to take a trip over there and see if we can just come through to the thrift store. So I'll probably be doing like a haul for you guys, because you guys know I always find something just really amazing, and there's always something amazing at the thrift store. So yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on as far as like that, and I will continue doing the series for you guys, so stay tuned. We still have more stuff going on. So I am going to pick the mudra for the third eye meditation that we're going to be doing. So let's see what spirit wants us to be using. Okay, should we be using for our, oh, hold on, this deck is so thick, like thick. So 2 more cards. Which mudra should we be using for the third eye meditation? Okay, wow, that was fast. So the moon is currently in Pisces, so I really wanted to do a third eye meditation, because I feel like it's really productive to do third eye meditations during this time. So we got 3 different mudras. Okay, I'm gonna show YouTube first, and then I'm gonna show Instagram second. Okay, so it's gonna go boom and boom. Okay, so the first one is balanced energy, and it says cultivating balance in all of my activities. I experience greater energy and vitality. Okay, this is what it looks like. What deck is that? This is the Mudra cards. Deck is super thick. This is on Amazon. I will try to put a link in the description of this live so you can come back to it later, and I'll add it. But this is the Mudra deck of cards, and you can find it on Amazon. I really love that deck. So balanced energy looks like this, and I'm just gonna repeat it. Cultivating balance in all of my activities, I experience greater energy and vitality. So this is what it looks like. Okay, this is what it looks like for my people on the gram. That's what it looks like. So make sure you're intuitively connecting to which card you're getting called to use during the meditation, so that way you actually use it through the meditation. The next one is called honoring thoughts and feelings. Okay, through welcoming thoughts and feelings, I fully embrace my psycho-emotional being. Okay, that's what it looks like. Honoring thoughts and feelings. This is what it looks like. And this is the back for my people who are going to come back later so they can pause and read. And the last one is receptivity. Bathing in soft moonlight energy. If this is not the most Pisces card. Bathing in soft moonlight energy, I open to my receptive feminine qualities. Okay, receptivity. That's a really beautiful one. This is what that looks like. And this is the back for my people who are going to come back and see it. Okay, so I'm going to hold them up. Just put a heart in the comments when you have picked your mudra, okay? So that way I know, and then we can get started on the meditation. That's what it looks like. And for Instagram, there you go. That's what that looks like. Okay, seeing some hearts. Seeing some hearts, okay. Okay, so we got some hearts. I'm glad you guys got yours picked out. So we're gonna get started on the meditation. So you can begin to close your eyes. And you can totally incorporate your crystal of choice for this. If you would like to, as I always state before we get started, you can go ahead and get into your favorite pose for this. You can just lay on your back, or you can go into half lotus pose or full lotus pose. Just be as comfortable as you can, but just make sure you're holding the mudra with your hands throughout the meditation. So you're going to close your eyes. And you're going to start to bring your focus to your breath. So you're breathing in and breathing out. Taking deep breaths in and deep breaths out. You're going to start to visualize yourself inside of a golden egg. And you're breathing in this divine healing light. This golden egg energy is pure, cosmic, divine healing energy. So with every single breath, you're breathing in and breathing out. You're going to take a deep breath in and start to send that light anywhere in your body that needs a little bit of extra attention. Breathing in and breathing out. I want you to start to visualize a light in your third eye. And you are going to start to see that light extend out through the stars. This light coming through your third eye is searching for the moon. And as this light penetrates the surface of the moon, your third eye energy is being recharged. While maintaining your connection to the moon, I want you to zoom into your third eye space. want you to visualize a door in your third eye. I want you to open that door and start to walk through it. When you come out through the door, you will be inside of your third eye chakra. As the moonlight's energy is still sending its light through your third eye, I want you to take a moment to ask a question of something that you have been wanting to know the answer to. I want you to take a moment to ask your third eye to reveal to you something that is trying to hide, a truth that has yet to be revealed to you. I want you to take a moment to ask your third eye to show you a glimpse of what's coming next. When you're ready, thank your third eye chakra for revealing the messages that you needed to hear, and start to make your way back into the golden egg. Going through the door, closing that door, and back inside the golden egg. Taking deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Sending each breath to anywhere in your body that needs a little bit of extra attention. When you're ready, you can start coming back. And just let me know in the comments when you're back. Okay, I see some people are back. Welcome back. Big welcome back. How was that for you guys? Let me know in the comments. You don't have to share if you don't want to, but let me know. Milagros said, I feel more relaxed, thanks. I'm glad that you guys know that that's what the weekly healing circles are for. There is specifically so we have these moments of healing and just recalibrating with our energy and able to really center ourselves and get some healing done right at the beginning of the week. So as we continue the week, we can maintain that as best as we possibly can, which I know can be really, it can be difficult sometimes to maintain our own energy. So I'm glad that you guys had a good experience with that. Now we're going to get into the astrology portion of the weekly healing circle, because we have quite a bit of things to talk about. First of all, we're in Sag season now. So it is definitely, we're inching into pretty much 2021. We're getting really close. I'm not trying to dismiss Sag season or Capricorn season, which is coming soon. But we are pretty much like a month and change away from 2021 coming through really hard and heavy. And so Sag season, Sagittarius season, Sag is that specific sign, which for me is a very adventurous sign. It's a very much it's a mutable sign first and foremost, so it's changeable. It's a very knowledgeable sign. Sagittarius is the sign, because Jupiter is very much all about higher education. Sagittarius love to educate themselves as much as they love to party. Goodness knows the Sag can party, but they are all about that higher education. They're all about that understanding, the knowledge, the experience. The experience is a big thing for Sag. They love to experience moments. They love to experience culture, adventure, and moments of learning. Not just learning through like you know, going through school type of level, even though that's still within their rulership, but also experiencing, like, by learning from your experiences, like really going into what is it that I'm experiencing, what is it that my life actually looks like, what should it look like, what do I want to learn, what am I curious about, what do I want to dive in deep to, what do I want to study, what do I want to master within our lives. Those are like pretty big questions, especially what we were talking about earlier when I was telling you guys about my sound healing certification that I wanted to do earlier this year and I couldn't do. That's gonna irritate me during Sagittarius season, because it is something that I wanted to study deeper, more than what I already know about it, but just diving in deeper into the topic and understanding more ways of how I can heal through sound healing and how I can help others heal through sound healing. So that's something that I'm definitely going to look into more of, maybe if they're redoing classes to some capacity. I don't know if they're doing that. I kind of doubt it with the whole corona thing, but how do we advance ourselves during Sagittarius season? How do we really help ourselves be better during Sagittarius season? Now, this is a question that I feel like it's hard to answer during these times, because ever since the pandemic started, it kind of shifted the whole entire game, and it put us in a place where we had to stop doing things within that Sagittarian mindset, specifically when it came to traveling, and when it came to school. If you saw what happened to everything that happened to schools, how they had to close, they tried to reopen them a ton of times, they still had to close because it was just like, it was uncontrollable. People were getting it. It was a huge issue. A lot of the schooling got digitalized. Like, there was a lot of that. So there were a lot of issues going on when it came to working through Sagittarian energy and how we learned. And a lot of that came from upgrading how we're learning collectively, how we're teaching. And I do feel like for the next year or so, I mean, school's definitely going to be a little bit different. And as much as we love going like to a specific place, online education, which is very much a Uranus energy, Aquarian energy, had to take a president and really dominate what we were doing just for everybody's safety. So it did create a lot of change. And so because Sagittarius energy kind of got placed in a box and in a limitation, which is something that Sagittarius does not like to do. Sagittarius does not like to be controlled or put in a box. They're a very liberated sign. And so when you say, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that, to a mutable sign, you're like taking their whole entire soul away, their whole entire, like, you know, the whole entire existence. It's like, wait, you're telling me I can't do what I can't be free, I can't be liberated, I can't do X, Y, Z, and B, I can't even hug another person. Like, to my mutable signs, I mean, Pisces has been taking the quarantine probably the best out of all the mutable signs. That's because they do really well being alone for the most part. They get very creative when they can sort out, you know, all of their mental and subconscious stuff. But when it came to all the rest of my mutable signs, Sag, I think Virgo was okay for the most part, but Sag and Gemini have been like, just like, it's almost like having a whole bunch of bugs crawling on them for months. That's what it felt like. It was like an itch to just want to just do the things that they love to do. And I know it has been very hard for my Sagittarius out there. So it's definitely it's going to be one of those seasons where I know that they're not necessarily doing what they would want to be doing, but I do feel like we can still work with the energy of Sagittarius and with what Sagittarius ultimately teaches us in the long run, so that we can better ourselves, so that we can grow, so that we can really take our experience to the next level and not, you know, get caught up in the negativity, in, you know, how others are affecting us ultimately and how they're stopping uh, our ability to have that freedom that we're so desperately seeking right now. So there is like a little bit of chaos and a little bit of things that really need to get sorted out. And I do feel like during Sagittarius season, it really, really, really is time, especially because once you go into Sagittarius season, it goes straight into Capricorn season, and Capricorn season tends to be a very deep and dark brooding kind of season. A lot of people find that during the winter solstice they just start getting really, really depressed. January, like December and January, tend to be some of the darkest times for people throughout the year, like especially because, you know, they feel like they either feel like they don't have those connections with family, or they're lacking of, but especially this year because you can't, literally are not allowed to be with other people practically. There is this kind of disconnect with society, so it does put everybody, especially in the holidays and in the social gatherings that we have said to each other, these things are important to us, these things are meaningful to us, these things are how we're going to connect, we're going to have these holidays with these celebrations. And now we have these holidays, these celebrations, but this specific year we can't really celebrate the same. It does take everything a little bit darker, a little bit deeper, and I do feel like the remainder of the year is going to look a lot differently than what we, you know, what we've been doing in the past. And so we must make sure that we're doing the best that we can for ourselves during this time. I've been doing so many readings for the past couple of weeks, literally just been doing readings, and a lot of the readings that I've been doing have either been love readings, because there's a lot of love issues going on in the world right now, but there's also been this kind of urge and pushing into the remainder of the year and what next year is going to look like. How are we starting? What is our vibe going to be? What unfinished business do we have with 2020 to resolve before we go on to the next thing? These are the questions that I feel like are super important to ask and that are very much needed, because if you don't sit down with yourself and sort yourself out, then you're going to be really, really frustrated and really, really down on yourself, really, really down on your life. And it's just not productive. It's just not at all productive. So looking at the chart right now, we have the sun in Sagittarius, moon in Pisces, Mercury is in Scorpio, Venus is in Scorpio, Mars is in Aries, Jupiter is in Capricorn, Saturn is in Capricorn, Uranus is in Taurus in retrograde, Neptune is in Pisces in retrograde, Pluto is in Capricorn, and Chiron is still in Aries in retrograde. So we do still have, you know, the retrogrades are still there. There's still some stuff going on. There's still things being resolved. And because they're the generational planets, ultimately they do move a little bit slower, but they resolve a lot of the things that we've been needing to resolve from the past itself. Things that just have been really, really pent up and just frustrating in the long run. Things that ultimately should have no meaning to us moving forward, moving past when you go into 2021, you really have to tell yourself, like, hey, what am I still carrying that I really don't need to carry? This is like a really, like, almost like a winter cleaning, or just like a spiritual cleansing, cleaning situation where you're really gonna have to sit down with yourself and say, okay, what do I not want to bring into the next year? What didn't work? Like let me analyze, let me go into that deep study within myself, and just using and working with that Sagittarius energy to dive deeper within ourselves, especially because we still have Mercury in Scorpio, we still have Venus in Scorpio. It's still a really, really good time to ask and seek for the truth, including where that truth is that you really need to analyze. You really need to dive deeper within your circumstances. You really need to say, okay, well, this is what I've been doing. This is what's not working. This is what I keep thinking about. This is where my subconscious mind, my dreams are, I keep having these dreams about X, Y, and Z, and I'm trying to figure out what it's trying to tell me or what it's leading me to. This, like, really sitting down with yourself and analyzing and studying your mind, studying what this year has looked like, studying where you feel your downfalls are, studying where you feel like you need to take back control. This time right now, it's really about mastering the rest of it, really mastering the rest of it, really getting ourselves together so we're prepared for 2021 to come into fruition. And I do feel like right now it's about getting down to the nitty-gritty of the truth. It's about transforming through our pleasure, transforming through the things, especially through with Venus and Scorpio. It's all about deep cleansing work. What is the truth? What is not bringing you pleasure? What is not what is not helping you get money? What habits are you doing that is not helping your health? What habits are you doing that are not helping your family, that are not helping your ancestors? What are you doing? What have you been doing that has not been working and you're literally still doing? It's really Sag into Capricorn season. These next, literally the next few weeks that are coming up, it's all about sorting our shit out. 1000% sorting it out. And so we really need to sit down and analyze. Self-analyzation is really important during this time. And I do feel that ultimately we're going to have to take that control. And once we're literally about to go into 2021, then that mindset can stay maintained within ourselves. And any new habits that we have added by removing the past habits, we can then continue to practice moving forward. Because I do feel like 2021, it is going to be a little bit different than 2020. There are going to be certain similarities. I do feel like we're still going to be wearing masks for quite a bit, but I do think that it's important for us to do the best that we can with what we're given, but also make moves that can sustain us in with whatever's happening right now. 2020 was definitely a time to really sit down and analyze and say, okay, how can I best do the work that I need to do? How can I best, put out and create and put out the best of what I was meant to do in this lifetime? Like, what is my legacy and how am I achieving it? And how have I been stalling my own work during this time? This is the time to answer all of those questions. And I do feel like Sagittarius season is going to bring the energy of, okay, how have you been half-assing shit? And moving forward, how can we stop half-assing shit? And how can we be the best that we are meant to be? How can we make the next couple of years, even though shit is still going on socially and, there are things that are affecting us, how can we still have a meaningful, beautiful life? How can I still get and receive what I want during these circumstances? And I do feel like right now with Mercury in Scorpio and Venus in Scorpio, it's time to get to the nitty-gritty. It's time to sit down with yourself. It's time to allow yourself to admit the truth, find the truth, and then heal with the truth. Not just stay in, with the nonsense, but and keep doing the same thing over and over again, because obviously that hasn't been working. Okay, so it's about healing with the truth and allowing the truth to transform you. That's where that pleasure, that's why that if you have been having a really tough time, especially the past couple of weeks, that Venus in Scorpio energy is like, okay, well, what do you keep doing, and why do you keep doing exactly the same thing that you're doing and expecting it to be the right thing, expecting it to be okay? Like, are you going to keep entertaining this behavior and thinking that this is just how life is supposed to be? Because it's just not going to work. It's just not going to work. So you're either going to waste your time and keep staying in these really bad habits for yourself, or you're going to completely shift perspective and say, okay, you know what? This year was a little bit of a bust. This is my limit. Like, I can't keep doing this over and over again this way. I do have work that I need to do, and I need to apply myself. I can't say I have work to do and then not do anything about it. That's not productive. That's not going to change anything. If anything, you're just continuing to waste your time. So it would be in everybody's best interest to do what is best for you. And I think Sagittarius season is going to be a time for reflection and a time for knowledge, a time for knowledge within ourselves about our own inner truths, about our own inner lies, about the things that we kind of sell ourselves, and how we've been allowing those things to cause a lot of different like havoc within our lives. And it's really time to change a lot of those things. Now, I want to start looking at the cards for the week, because I already pulled some of our cards for the week. So for our tarot cards for the week, we do have the Six of, I'm using my mini tarot deck for this. We have the Six of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, and the Ace of Swords, with the Devil in reverse and Judgment. And why is this coming up this way? Because first and foremost, this week is Thanksgiving, which I personally internally I celebrated in the sense that I, you know, go eat with my mom and my family and stuff like that, even though I won't be able to this year. But for the most part, it is kind of a time of coming together in that sense. But I don't technically celebrate it because I don't think is, especially with my Native American heritage, I just don't appreciate the history of Thanksgiving. That's all I'm gonna say. But it's still Thanksgiving. People are still going to celebrate it. There's still people out there who are trying to, especially families who are really trying to make family members go visit them. And like, I definitely feel that pressure, and make family members go visit them and, you know, have, you know, that kind of collectiveness over. And I do feel like it's dangerous this week, because you can be actively killing a family member. If you could be like asymptomatic or whatever, and you can be actively killing a family member just by going to go see them. Like it's crazy how that's like the danger right now. But it is something that is very, very dangerous. And I do feel like there's a lot of kind of giving in to, you know, what others want, what the family members want, and, you know, trying to do something about it. I do think that at the bare minimum, we should still be to somewhat connecting with our family members, whether it is, you know, FaceTiming them or trying to do something. I feel like doing something, if not nothing, or whether it's a phone call or something like that. Some people will definitely be feeling the pressure into connecting with their families. Some people will, you know, just do the bare minimum and at least call them or FaceTime them or something and just be like, hey, thank you for being my life, whatever, however you want to celebrate Thanksgiving. But I do feel like there's this kind of like, I'm only giving a minor, a little bit of me. I'm only giving you a little bit of me. It's not a lot. It's not, you know, it's not a ton. I'm not like going out of my way to show up or anything like that. I do feel like for this week, we're very much about more communication, more about, you know, staring in the air side of things, being and moving through the airy side of stuff, and really focusing on communication, whether it's text messages, phone calls, and trying to stay a little bit more active and present in our families' lives through a digital perspective. And I do feel like that's coming through, but it's definitely not enough for them. Okay, because when it comes to family, they're very much deep rooted in a physical sense. They want physical, and this is why the devil is coming up right. This is that Capricorn energy, and it's coming up right. It's just in a physical sense, it's not going to be a lot of presence, and I do feel like there is a frustration there. But for the most part, I will say this. So one of the big messages that came through when I saw this for this week is the ancestors, because you guys know the Judgment card, 1000%. To me, it's always a signal and a message for the ancestors. For this week, the ancestors are making it really, really, I feel like they're making it known that they would like some time for some focus on some generational healing, especially if you're not going to physically spend time with your family because you can't, or you're just in quarantine in a different space. You are going to have to put a little bit more effort in at least putting some time in to your family in a more spiritual sense. I do feel like, especially with the way this is going on, this is like, okay, tradition has been broken, but can you actually take some time to maybe focus on us, to maybe pick which generational trauma needs to be broken within our family so we can actually shake that up. What needs to be healed? What about, literally, that you can, there's literally a lot that needs to be healed, but you need to pick one. One needs to be picked, and one needs to be actually very, very quickly stated, like, hey, okay, I'm gonna work on this with my ancestors for this week. This is the thing that I'm working on with my ancestors this particular week. And I do feel like it's something that ultimately will create a lot of healing for the family line. Even though, hey, you can't see some of your family members, you can at least heal a lot of the energetic imbalances that are existing right now. And I do feel like ancestor work is the key, is the message for this week. There's a lot of death energy coming up, and it's a lot of like, hey, you know what, you don't want history to continue to repeat itself. You don't want the cycle. You don't want what's been handed down to you generationally, what's been handed down to you, okay, what's literally been handed down to you to create chaos in your life. You don't want it to just come at you sideways, shock you, and just be like, oh, you go to the doctor one day, you find out there's been this thing that's been running through your family like this whole time, now you have it too. You don't want that unexpected, like, surprise, here's this new thing that you need to deal with. You actually want to go in and say, okay, you know what, I actually worked on that, I healed that, I set intention for that, and I actively have been doing the work, and I don't have to deal with this anymore. I don't have to deal with that because I've actually spent the time to work with my ancestors. I took the time to give them space, hold space for them so they can get their healing and the healing that they need as well. For those that need to do some ancestor healing work, I do have an ancestor meditation in my YouTube, so make sure that you go on my YouTube. Just look, it's same as for those who are on Instagram, it's on Tigre Gitana at YouTube, and just make sure that you can type it in the search, ancestor meditations. You can find that meditation is really good for ancestor healing, and generational healing as well. So make sure that you're holding space for your ancestors this week, because I do feel like they need a little bit of extra attention, since there has been like this huge separation this week. Because no matter what you kind of think about Thanksgiving, and you guys know I just told you some of my views about it, but again, and I talk about this a lot, you guys know my Venus is in Aquarius, so I do have a hyper awareness about society and the energy on a societal kind of level. You have to understand this. If the energy that everybody, your neighbor, your block, your state or whatever, if everybody's on the same mindset collectively, the energy is, oh, Thanksgiving, we come together, we have that's an intention. Holidays are an intention. We have collectively decided that this is a thing that we celebrate on a collectiveness. So even if you don't celebrate it, the energy is still there, it's still around you, it's still surrounding you, it's still impacting you. And so spirit is obviously hyper focused in that kind of mentality. It understands that that is an energy that is collectively it's present during this week. So you don't want to sit here and be like, oh, I'm just gonna pretend like nothing's happening, or I'm not gonna celebrate this holiday. Okay, you don't have to. That doesn't mean the energy is not around you though. So you should at least, at the bare minimum, hold space for your ancestors, because the energy of focusing on family is already there. I hope you guys are understanding what I'm saying, because literally it's super clear. And I do feel like if you dismiss the energy, that's when you're going to get frustrated. That's when you're going to get down for yourself. And that's also when you can get like depressed or feel alone, because you're not focusing on your ancestors, which are always there with you. If you allow yourself to feel alone, that's because you are allowing yourself to be disconnected from your family. Okay? So even if you don't do anything with the holiday, at the bare minimum, understand that society, as far as like how we have agreed to celebrate or hold space for certain days, that carries energy. There's a reason why on Valentine's Day you have people so much heavily focused on love, and those people who get down because they're not, you know, in a relationship or something like that, they're getting down because other people are celebrating love, and they start hating on the love thing. There's a reason why they get impacted by what everybody else is doing. So understand that energy, that societal energy, plays a huge impact, and you're gonna see so much more of that now that, you know, all of the shifts are happening with Aquarius, with Jupiter moving into Aquarius, with Saturn moving into Aquarius in December. It's gonna be a huge December is going to be crazy, and the rest of 2021 is going to be like a different shift just because of Aquarian energy. And Aquarius is all about society. It's all about friendships. It's all about how we connect. While the fourth house in Cancer, yes, is very much about family and paternal energy, Aquarius energy rules how we connect as people, how we connect as groups, how we connect to each other in a collective way. And so you don't want to dismiss that energy and how it plays, because it's gonna be more of a focus moving forward. So you want to make sure you're holding space now. That's my spiel for you guys. So just make sure that you are doing that work for this week, because I do feel like it's really, really important. Now, from our sets, I pulled some cards from the Isis Oracle. The first one is past life, present power. Okay. And I'm just going to read it for you guys. It says, as the soul grows in service to the great feminine and her intention that all beings are healed and free, it gathers internal resources to assist on the path. These resources include powers and gifts from other lifetimes. You are currently integrating past life abilities. Be open to what is taking place as your soul awakens ancient power and abilities within you. So you see how this came up, the past life present power card. I would not be surprised if this is correlating this Six of Pentacles energy, because I do feel like our ancestors are still, again, our healing and our communicating with our ancestors and our holding space, they also pass down gifts to us. And I do feel like when we reach out for help, especially if one of your ancestors or a couple of your ancestors were really good at this one thing, and you so happen to be working on that one thing in this lifetime, you can ask them for assistance in that. So this is a really, really good week, especially because death work, like I mentioned earlier, because that Venus and Mercury and Scorpio, death work is really important during this time. Calling on not only like your ancestors' gifts is really important during this time, because then you can really capitalize on not just your own energy, but others' energy that runs in your bloodline. Okay, that's just tapping into your own gifts that you already have. Okay, and then also taking moments to call in your gifts from past lifetimes is really important, and it's something that can be done through past life work. Okay, through the Akashic records. And if you do need past life healing, I do past life healing, and you can book it through my website at tigregitana.com, and you can just click on the work with me tab. And if you need some actual assistance with past life work, but that's something that you can also do in calling back your power work and stuff like that on your own through your own meditations as well. The next one is Spirit of Isis. This is what this one looks like. Okay. And it says, beloved initiate, there are times to surrender and let go, but there are never times to give up. Persist with your bold faith and inspired action until the impossible happens. Isis has the spirit of triumph and will never fail in her quest, no matter how bold or impossible it seems. Let her inspire you. Believe. And I do feel like right now, if you have been kind of stuck in a rut or feeling like you can't budge out of something, it's really time to trust and not give up on the dreams that you have for yourself, not give up on the goals that you have set. Something's definitely got a little bit, you know, I think something this specific year has gotten pushed to the side, and I do feel like for some people they didn't really get to work on the things that they wanted to do or what their purpose is in life. They didn't really get there, but I do feel like it's not necessarily a bad thing if you allow yourself to recognize what it was and what happened, and you putting yourself back on that track and not giving up on the things that you're meant to do in this lifetime, because there's a reason for all of this. We're also getting raise your vibration. Okay, your intuitive feelings are accurate messages from the angels. Okay, and we're also getting magnify your intentions. Choose a specific goal to work towards. Your energy is spread out among too many ideas. This has been coming up in readings that I've been doing for quite a bit for people. This is interesting. Please bring your focus back to the key intention and let your angels help you. One thing at a time, okay? When I told you guys to self-analyze for the remainder of the year, again, use that Sagittarian energy to focus. You know how when you go to school, you go every hour, you have a different class and you have to focus every hour on a different class. It's kind of like that. Like, give time and space to things one at a time. It doesn't have, you don't have to bum rush to every single subject all at once. Take it easy, take a deep breath, relax. Don't let yourself get frustrated. Just take things one at a time. You don't have to rush through everything, okay? Now, see what's going on with romance angels. What do we need to know for this week for our love lives? Ooh. Okay, so we have 2 cards. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. And we have playfulness. Okay, to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. And I do feel like this week calls for a little bit more, especially things need to be a little bit more lighthearted. I think that since everything has been so heavy with the politics, with what's going on socially, with everything that we've just been like going through like together, I feel like it's time for us to kind of just let ourselves play a little bit. Almost like put yourself in the position where you're just not worried about again, take things one at a time so you're not getting overwhelmed. So when you're not getting overwhelmed, you allow that kind of fresh and just relaxed energy. It's almost like when you come out of your shower, you could just feel like a little bit loose. I recommend doing that. I also recommend, like, if you need a drink a damn beer, relax, watch a movie, do something at home where you can just unwind with your partner, where you can just relax with your partner, especially, you know, if things have been tense or anything like that, because it's just, we have to get through this together ultimately. So allow yourself to just be playful, not be so uptight, you know, all the time. What do we need to know for this week? What is the energy surrounding us for this week? Okay, that jumped out real fast. So, we got 3 cards. So we have relief. And we have 2 elements for this week. We have water and earth, which I'm also not surprised about. And you guys know, I say this literally every week because literally every week I have to remind you guys. While there is a lot of water in the chart, okay, there's also a lot of air in the chart, okay? This is actually a really good combination for nourishment, because what happens when you pour water into earth? You get growth, okay? This is what happens when you pour water into earth. You get growth, you get your seeds growing if you work with the elements properly. So understand that astrologically speaking, the elements are still the majority of the generational planets are in earth signs, okay? That's Capricorn, that's Taurus energy. But you still have on the non-generational planets that move a little bit faster, Mercury, and Venus in water. You still have Neptune, which is in Pisces, yes, but you still have those 2 in water. So you still have a little bit more of that water energy, that intuitive energy, but you also have that grounding energy. So understand how the elements are working with you. Understand how your own water energy, this is also something I have had to talk about in readings a lot recently as well. Understand how your own intuitive energy, your own water that you're holding in your body is speaking to your body, how it's making your body feel. Have that awareness. Make sure that you're trying to bring like some relief to your body, not being uptight. Like if you're feeling tense, go take a shower. If you're feeling like, you know, some muscles are hurting, do some yoga, flex, like try to flex it out. Try to be more centered and more focused in your body, because I do feel like there is kind of this missing of pains in the body when the body's literally talking to you, and the water in your body is reflecting what your body is saying. So if you're feeling like you're feeling tight, and then you're getting like, you're feeling tight, your actual chakras are feeling tight, you're not feeling well, you're feeling kind of like irritated, that's because your physical body is not in alignment, and your spiritual body is also not in alignment. So make sure that both of these are in a good balance this week, because you do need them to be in a good place moving forward, moving through the rest of the week. Archangel Raphael, what do we need to heal this week? What do we need? Oh wow. What do we need for this week? Oh wow. Oh wow. That's so funny. Okay, so the first one is good night's sleep. Okay, good night's sleep for this week. And it's so funny because The moon is in Pisces right now. So this is a great time to do subconscious work, dream work. Really, really great time to set intention and do some prayers. I would do maybe like a mugwort lavender tea to go to sleep, or some chamomile. I would definitely do some dream work tonight. This is why I did the third eye meditation for you guys today, so we can start off the week, because I knew the moon was in Pisces. I like to work with the moon for you guys for the weekly healing circles. So I knew the moon was in Pisces, and I wanted you guys to be a little bit more open with your third eye so you can receive the messages that you needed for this week. So make sure that you are setting yourself up throughout the week to sleep well. No anxiety, none of that. And the prayer goes, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for helping me relax and sleep deeply, for I know that you are guiding, healing, and protecting me while I rest. And make sure that you use this prayer before you go to sleep, because it is very, very important to pray before you go to sleep. So you're setting the intention for X, Y, Z, and B moving forward. And the next one is listen to your intuitive feelings. And the prayer says, Dear higher self, thank you for speaking loudly and clearly in peaceful ways that I easily understand. Archangel Raphael, thank you for guiding me to listen to my inner wisdom. Okay, did that not come out like 5 times during this reading about listening to your water, listening to your intuition? Highly recommend using these prayers this week, because I do think they're very, very important. I saw a comment about the deck, so I'm just gonna run through them really quickly. Majority of them are from Enduring Virtue. This is the Archangel Raphael Healing Oracle deck. This is the Sacred Symbols Oracle deck by Marcella Kroll. You can find her on Instagram. The Mudra cards deck, the Romance Angels Oracle deck, Flowers Therapy Oracle deck, and the Isis Oracle by Anna Fairchild. Okay, I'll try to put them all in the link below so you guys can find them. But yeah. So that was this week's healing circle. I hope that you guys got all the messages that you needed for the day. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off because I still have some patron work that I need to do, and I do have an announcement for tomorrow, so stay tuned on the community tab because you guys will be able to see it then. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Definitely let me know what if there's, especially in the community tab, if there's any videos or any topics you would like me to talk about as well. But that's Pink barking, by the way, sorry. But I will definitely see you guys in the next one. Thank you all to all my new subscribers and everybody for coming through. Much love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys. Okay.